Second down 10.
Good coverage by Isaac Harmon downfield. Both guys, speed guys, running downfield, but executing when the ball is dropped down is the key thing. And that time Isaac Harmon got his head around, saw the football all the way, actually had the best chance to get to the football. It falls incomplete, though, setting up second down for Georgetown.
And again, the lone setback will be Corey Taylor. Having a motion is going to be Cairns. He's 11 for 19 passing. Goes for the 20th time. Sideline pattern. Grabbed out there by Keenan McWhorter. He makes his 6th reception. He can grab that football as well as anybody on the Tiger football team. Talking to Bill Cronin, he said, we talk so much about quarterback Evanston, but watch out for Keenan McWhorter.
They hit you deep, but then they bring this comeback route as a possession route. And you see Northwestern really playing off. They throw the ball underneath the Keenan McWhorter, and he's been a key player. Bill Cronin, in only his 3rd year back at Georgetown as a head coach, had coached Keenan McWhorter in high school. He told him, please come here, help everyone learn this offense, and he has.
Back to throw again. Eddie Evanston throwing deep. That time he fired the ball again from McWhorter, overthrew him at the 15. Edwin Moore on the coverage. So that now means in the ball game, Eddie Evanston with a great completion ratio. He's now 12 out of 21 for 207 yards.
Here you see him try to throw the fade one-on-one down the sideline. Keenan McWhorter is able to get out there and get open on the play. The ball's just slightly overthrown, but that's where you want to throw the football. You want to throw it high into the outside where only the offensive player has a chance to get it. And Bill Cronin, talking about that story, said to Keenan McWhorter, you know, you played with me here in high school in Richmond, Kentucky. Please come to Georgetown. We'll get you the football. You can teach everyone how to run this offense. And boy, this is a great offensive system.
Eddie Evanston to fire it again. Grab is going to be made at the 31-yard line. Threw the ball out there for Josh Cairns. And the safety man, Shedrick Harris, comes up to cover him. He made a couple of good grabs in the ball game today. Josh Cairns, 5'8", 165, began his career playing for Georgetown as a wide receiver. And now we've got 27 seconds remaining here in the first half. We keep it right here. And when we take a look at this Georgetown football team, they lead 17-0, 2 touchdown passes by Eddie Evanston. Then the 28-yard touchdown. Let's take a look at that last play one more time.
Eddie Evanston is a tall quarterback at 6'3", and he likes to throw the ball high and let his receivers go up and get it. This time you see Josh Cairns do just that. That ball is up. You see the great leaping ability, perfect timing, and a nice catch by Josh Cairns. And they have a lot of reliable receivers throughout their football team. And the key thing on this play, Tom, is that the ball was thrown just short of the first down marker. He came down 1 yard short of the first down marker. That means the clock continues to run, and Georgetown has to use their last timeout. So we've got 27 seconds left and no timeouts for Georgetown. But remember, if they pick up a first down, the clock stopped. And this team is very efficient at running the 2-minute drill. They understand that you got to get up to the line very quickly and run plays. They usually have 2 plays called in the huddle. Not very many teams do that anymore, but like the old NFL days, a lot of quarterbacks back in the old days, Johnny Unitas and Len Dawson, would always call 2 plays in a huddle. That's what Georgetown does. And in this situation, first of all, they just want to pick up the first down, get the clock stopped, and then run up and run some more plays.
Eddie's number is impressive. 13 for 22. And 6 times he's thrown the ball out wide to Keenan McWhorter. 3rd down. Just a yard to go. Football at the 31. Quick drop. Now surveying the field again. Eddie Evanston moves up in the pocket, fires one deep, and if he throws the football, he's going to be out of bounds. He fired it too deep. He was throwing for Cody Brown. Going on a deep post, and they were trying to burn the safety man, Lynn Scott. But I could tell that time the 6'3" and sophomore quarterback was going to overthrow him just a bit. He would be out of the end zone even had he made the catch.
He threw the ball in away from the defenders. There were 2 people down there, Isaac Harmon, the cornerback, and Lynn Scott, the All-American free safety. Both were back in coverage. He threw the ball deep so Cody Brown could go get it, and Cody tried to get 1 foot down. You must get 1 toe in college football to get a touchdown. So they miss on that opportunity. That brings up this 4th and 1 situation.
Now they line up again with a double slot. Gann goes in motion. Eddie throws the football to far sideline. Good grab is going to be made once again by Keenan McWhorter for the 7th time. And we're working on the safety man, Edwin Moore. Again, you notice how much time quarterback Eddie Evanston's got. That offensive line anchored by Brian Thomas gave him all sorts of time, and he throws it out for a perfect strike at the 19 with 19 seconds remaining in the first half.
It's amazing how confident these players are on 4th down. Their head coach, Bill Cronin, has taught them that 4th down doesn't mean anything. Just go ahead and make a play. 42 times they've tried on 4th down this season. They've converted 53% of the time, 23 of 42 on 4th down conversions.
Well, Bill's done a marvelous job. Every year the Tigers have gotten better. 5-4 the first year. Last year they lost in the second round in Tri-County. They were 9-3. He had the feeling this football team might be that team of destiny.
Yes, he did. He came here actually last year after losing the playoff game and watched the championship game. Azusa Pacific won the national championship last year. He said, I think we can do it. He went back to his ball club, and they have the motto this year, there can only be one. They've thought about the national championship all year long. They think they're going to be the one this year.
Evanston back to throw for the 23rd time. Got the man up the middle. Good grab is going to be made at the 10-yard line by Creed Gann, tackled by Edwin Moore. He also got help in the middle backer. No huddle. This is where the run and shoot helps you. They've got the football now at the 7-yard line. First and goal with just 6 seconds remaining here in the first half. And this quarterback has got to play. He had two he called back-to-back. He spikes the ball. They only lost a couple of seconds.
The key thing is they got the first down on the pass play. They realize the clock stops with 6 seconds left. They run up, can spike the football, and they can go out and try another field goal. And this is amazing. Kevin Davis has only kicked 4 field goals all year. The longest was 26 coming into the game. He's made his longest of the year of 28. And he feels like this is Christmas. Well, it is almost Christmas, but it's Christmas to the kicker. He gets to kick 2 times in one ball game.
Yeah, he's going to kick it again. He kicked the 28-yarder a moment ago. And remember, he's 5 for 5 on the year. This field goal will be right at the 13-yard line, so make it a 23-yard attempt. Davis swings his toe through there, and the kick is good. The Georgetown College Tigers make it 20-0. They've had 2 touchdown passes, 2 field goals, and that's the final play of the first half. I can't say enough for the Georgetown College Tiger football team. Bill Cronin's got to be ecstatic the way things have gone because his football team did a job, and Eric Waddell's going to talk to the head football coach and see how things are going.
That's right, guys. We are with Bill Cronin. Great start for your guys, up 20-0. No mistakes in the first half from your team. Really been the difference so far, right?
Thanks, Eric. We're playing well. We're not executing as well as I'd like to. We're not getting off the jam that they're doing on the wideouts. We're not blocking well enough on the perimeter. We've got to get a better running game approach to the game because right now we just can't throw it on every down. So we got to come out in the second half and be able to run the football.
The defense for you guys, they've moved the ball on you some, but big plays really a key.
Well, I think that's the secret weapon we got. I think our defense is better than what they thought that Northwestern thought we were. We just got to keep the intensity level up and keep getting after people. We're hitting right now.
I think the motto is there can only be one.
Well, we're going to find out here in another 30 minutes if there's going to be one.
Best of luck, Coach, in the second half.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Back up to you guys.
At halftime, it's 20-0. Georgetown looks like $1 million with the 2 touchdown throws by their quarterback, Eddie Evanston, a tenacious defense, and 2 field goals at halftime. Tigers trying to win another national championship lead, 20-0.
In the first half, 241 yards and 2 touchdowns.
We knew Eddie Evanston was good, but we also knew that Northwestern's defense was awful tough. But so far it's been the offense that's made the plays here for Georgetown. But the real story of the ball game, I think, is that the fact Northwestern's had the football twice inside the 10-yard line. Opportunities to score, but they made mistakes. Penalties, fumbles. They've turned over the football 2 times. So far in this ball game, Northwestern's made mistakes. Georgetown is not.
You're right. And the Georgetown defense has been opportunistic. They were fired up yesterday. I talked to Shane Pearson. He said, we're tired of hearing about how good their defense is. We think our defense is awfully good, too, and we've seen that in the first half.
That's absolutely right. This week has been talk about Georgetown's offense only and Northwestern's defense. But Georgetown says, hey, we play awful good defense, too. We've been one of the leaders in the nation as well. Well, they put up a shutout so far because of the mistakes, mainly because of Northwestern's mistakes, but Georgetown's going to take credit for them here, and so far they have the shutout. The defense has been strong, but you got to look at that offense. Unbelievable offense from Georgetown. Eddie Evanston, Bill Cronin's system is fantastic. 20 points here in the first half, passing the football all over the field.
And the offensive line, oh my goodness, they have given quarterback Eddie Evanston all sorts of time to throw. That's the key factor. Then the 2 field goals. Davis lines up, he kicks a 23-yarder, 28-yarder, so everything is clicking. And let me tell you another thing that's important about Georgetown. Georgetown College and the Tigers know how to win the big ball game. They won it in 1991. Northwestern Oklahoma State has not been here. That's a big factor. The first time you come, you want to compete. When something goes bad, there normally is a problem. But Georgetown today simply unrelenting with that 20-0 lead.
Yeah, Bill Cronin knew this year there will only be one. He hopes his ball club is. They've been thinking about the national championship. Obviously, Northwestern's very happy to be here,
right,
but they still want to come back in the second half. Let me tell you, Tim Alvin's club is not finished yet.
No doubt about it. They've got a really prolific quarterback in Al Hunt. We've got a tremendous halftime show coming up for you. Stay tuned right now on Fox. We'll be back with our halftime show right after this.
I'll tell you what, gentlemen, I am honored to be joined by a couple of real leaders in their various communities. We're going to start with Georgetown President Dr. William Crouch. Of course, exciting for your team and your school to be down here. Welcome to Savannah.
Thank you. What a wonderful place to be, and the hospitality's been fabulous.
Speaking of fabulous, your team has done so far. Let's talk, though, real quick while I've got some time about your school. If a person has never visited Georgetown before, what makes it such a special place?
We were founded in 1787, so we've been around for a long, long time, and we have a lot of momentum and energy right now. We've become a Baccalaureate 1 academic institution. We've built 11 new buildings this decade. Our athletic teams are really at the top, and it's just a great time to be a part of Georgetown College.
Now, you're on the Council of Presidents for the NAIA. It must be nice to be able to see kind of a crowning event today.
You know, the NAIA has struggled the last couple of years, but we have a new president, a new energy, a new vision, and I think what you see here today is an example of what small college athletics is all about.
Tremendous. It was a pleasure to have you here, and we're going to move down to, I guess, today your competitor, the president of Northwestern Oklahoma State University, Dr. Joe Struckle. Yeah. Just call you Joe, is that right?
Call me Joe.
Let's talk about Northwest. What makes that such a wonderful place for people to be?
Northwestern is 101 years old. We have a deep tradition in education and also have a deep tradition in the old pioneer spirit, where a man's word still means something, and that's the way our students are. Have great student body. I live in a great part of the United States. Everybody ought to come and see us there.
We were talking before, you also a member of the Council of Presidents. Let's just talk a little bit about some of the exciting things happening for the NAIA right now.
NAIA is what we're all about. We're a small school. Great deal of enthusiasm. All you got to do is see what's going on here today, and you'll see that there is a tremendous need, and I'm glad you guys are broadcasting this for us today.
It's a real pleasure, Joe, and it's good to have you here in Savannah, Tennessee, and just want to send it out and say, hey, it's been great to meet these guys, and should be an exciting second half.
Well, you had a chance to talk to both college presidents, two great gentlemen. They really do a tremendous job for intercollegiate athletics, the NAIA, and they are the type of guys that roll up their sleeves. They don't just go to football games, they go to volleyball games. They're the type of guys that are completely involved in the community. So you've got 10-17 before we have the second half kick, and you've got catfish in the stadium. In other words, this is the catfish capital of the world. And they have marvelous catfish around Hardin County. We had a little bit on Thursday night for the get-together, the reception. Last night at the banquet, we had a marvelous meal. One of the best banquets I've been to in a long, long time. And there's the marching band coming off the field. But what I really liked is this first half, 20-0 Georgetown. The Tigers, I thought, were a great football team in 1991. They could very well be a better offensive football team about 8 years later.
Yeah, they're very good. And I think, Tom, what you're saying is we ate way too much around here. We've been here too long, and the food is too good. Hardin County's done an excellent job of putting on this NAIA National Championship, the Rumble, on the river for the 4th straight year, and both teams really enjoyed themselves. They actually stayed in the same resort area, but the place is big enough to accommodate both teams. It's been an outstanding production, and so far in this football game, it's been outstanding production from that Georgetown offense. You're absolutely right.
No doubt about it. Well, we'll be back with our great halftime show. We'll take a look at some of the first half highlights. It's 20-0 Georgetown. We'll tell you more after this. 15 for 26, 2 touchdowns. The first was a 4th down call, a gutsy call and a good one.
Yeah, they do go for 4th down all the time. Bill Cronin tries to stay away from field goals, even though he's kicked 2 today. Amazing, though. 6th of the year only. But what they try to do normally is say, let's try to make a big play on 4th down. You know, they're relentless. They're exciting. They're pressuring you all the time from the offensive perspective. And on 4th and 17, they hit a 25-yard touchdown pass. And that was really a backbreaker here for Northwestern, because ever since then you've seen success from the Georgetown offense.
And Northwestern turned the ball over twice with fumbles. That was a big factor. Plus, like you noted, twice they got the ball inside the 10-yard line, could not take it in. Al Hunt and company have got to get going, but I would be concerned right now for Tim Alvin, because he basically runs that Nebraska option offense, not a very good offense when you're playing catch-up.
Yeah, but the key thing when you run that type of offense is don't panic. You've got to stick with your system. The worst thing they can do is drop back and pass. Now, they get the football first in the second half, and what Northwestern needs to do right away is stick with that option attack and move the football down the field. If they can get one score and get a little momentum, this is another ball club that's used to scoring 40 to 60 points a game, so they have it in them to score 20 points in a second half.
Let's take a look at the highlights. We're going to right off the bat see that first big play on 4th down. This was the big play of the ball game, and Eddie's got all sorts of time to throw.
Okay. Yes, he does, and he throws the ball. He throws the ball downfield, and there you see in the end zone Creed Gann beating the defender. Actually, it was a jump ball type of play, but it was a touchdown on 4th and 17. And then you see the exciting play from the speedster, Cody Brown. He goes 51 yards for a touchdown after catching the football, outruns 3 Northwestern defenders into the end zone. But there were big plays from Northwestern's defense. It wasn't a complete blowout today. A big hit by Edwin Moore stopped what could have been another touchdown play. And we look at the first half statistics. You see Georgetown with 241 passing yards, 278 total yards, and 13 first downs. Northwestern Oklahoma, they are a team that has only 131 yards rushing, but only 7 yards passing. Now remember, they throw the ball only 15 times a game, but they still need some production out of their passing game. So far, Al Hunt has overthrown a lot of receivers, has only 7 yards passing the football. They need to continue to throw the ball to their tight end, Christensen. He's been open. The balls have been just slightly overthrown, but it's about that offensive line. They are the leaders of this offense for Northwestern. They've got to find something deep down in their gut to start blocking better, open some holes, get rid of the turnovers, and Northwestern can still score.
Yes, they can. Charles McBride's a key man. I think they still meet Matt Walter because he was such a good inside runner. But the fact remains, McBride can beat you one-on-one. Let's see what he does in the first 5 minutes of the third quarter. We'll have more of our great football game and the championship game right now. The Georgetown College Tigers lead by a 20-0 score.
Physically, a pretty even first half, but you're down 20-0. Mistakes really hurt the first half.
Yeah, no question about it. We had a couple turnovers in the red zone, which hurt us real bad. If we get a couple scores down there, it's 20-10, 20-14, and it's a ball game. The key to us the second half is we've got their offense and some third and longs, and they've converted on us, even a 4th and long. So we've got to finish the series there and have them punt and get the ball back. We're going to get about 6 or 7 possessions in the second half. We got to get some points on the board and try to climb back into a football game.
Option attack, sometimes hard to come back from behind. Do you change anything? Or you stick with what got you here?
No, we're going to stick with what got us here and just try to mix it up and keep them off balance. We had some guys open early with the splash and passes, just did not deliver the football to him. So we just got to come back and get calm back and smooth the chains and get back in the ball game.
Team motto, unfinished business. You got some in the second half, right?
Yeah, we got 2 quarters. We're going to do our best to get it done.
Best of luck to you, Coach Albin. All right, back up to you guys, Stan and Tom.
A fun situation, but you take a look at Coach Cronin. He just had a chance to talk to his football team, and the biggest thing he will say, look, you lead by 20 points. The important thing is not to let down. Be aggressive. Come out on that very first drive when you get the football back. And he's done a marvelous job with his football team because they got control getting that 25-yard touchdown pass. Then they came back to get the 51-yarder. But I still think when you see a football team coached by Bill Cronin, they play like they're coached. They're organized. They're quietly confident. He knows exactly what he wants to do.
And they're never tired of scoring either. You know, they have 20 points. They have a 20-point lead. You may think we'll get a little complacent, a little conservative. Absolutely no way. You've got to go back and look at this football team. They've averaged in their 3 playoff games coming into this game, winning 53-13. Scoring only 20 points isn't even half as many as they score in a normal game. So he goes back to that motto, an unbelievable motto. If you're an offensive player, stay loose, be reckless, and score. And that's what they're going to try to do. But the key thing for Northwestern and Coach Tim Albin is do exactly what he said. Stick with what your game plan is. You've had opportunities to run the football. You've had some open receivers. Just execute a little bit better. Start scoring. And in football, the momentum can change so quickly, especially with teams like this that have never been beat all year long.
Corey Smith kicks it off. Underneath the ball will be Chris Joyce. Ranger wide receiver across the 10. And tackled inside the 15-yard line. He's hit that time by B.J. Mattingly. A real hitter, just a freshman out of Springfield, Kentucky. Young man has been in over 25 tackles on the year. And he simply got underneath that kick, and Willie Choice had no chance. He grabbed the football, and the defense came down the special team to make that hit only a 6-yard return.
Well, the key thing is the ball was kicked over to one side of the field, and Northwestern had the return set up on the other side of the field. A bad break for Northwestern. There's no way the returner could get back to his wall, and because of it, he stopped short of the 15-yard line.
Sure is. Start the third quarter. Betting in will be Al Hunt, the quarterback. He gives the ball back. He's going to run now. Pressure put on. Tries to get to the outside. Spins a pass. Incomplete, intended for Willie Spears at the 24-yard line. Al that time got outside the pocket. Did a pretty good job. He was flushed out by Paul Habus. Habus put the pressure on. Lindemann came under the coverage in the flat. That pass goes incomplete, and that's a very difficult throw for a right-handed throwing quarterback going to his left.
Yeah, it's unfortunate Al Hunt was on the move. As you see Willie Spears there, because he had Willie Spears open. He had his tight end Brandon Christensen open. They had everything they want. The ball just couldn't be thrown accurately as he was slipping around on the field. He threw the ball behind Willie Spears for an incomplete pass.
Al Hunt now 2 for 6 passing in the first half. He's been by far their best running back. He pitches back to McBride. Charles the outside at the 20. Stepped out of bounds just beyond the 23-yard line. The old toss sweep play to the outside. Brian Landis knocks him out of bounds, but that time the quarterback, Hunt, gave it back to McBride, and McBride got to the outside.
When you see a sweep like this, you know that there's great blocking on the outside to get the corner turn. Number 14, Tavares Connor, the wide receiver, right there makes the key block that allows the corner to be turned, and Charles McBride makes a run out near the first down marker. They're going to have to come over and measure. Good blocking on the left side, and there it is. That's what Northwestern needs to do. Just stick with the running game. Mix in the passing game. Take what the defense can give you. There have been opportunities out there for Al Hunt and this offensive team.
You remember exactly what the coach talked about yesterday. Tim Albin talked to his football team. He said, look, if we get behind, let's not panic. Let's run our offense. If we'll do that, we'll be successful. That's what you want to do. You don't want to change things and try to do too much, and that's what he's trying to accomplish right now. But you saw McBride at the outside. I've always liked his speed. The guy that's really got to pick it up, I think, is quarterback Al Hunt. Not as a runner, but a passer. He's got to go over the top and be effective.
Yeah, otherwise they're going to gang up on the running game. As you see, it's third and very short there for Northwestern. But they can get the running game going with Charles McBride, but they need to mix in some passing. They have guys out in the flat that are open. We saw Willie Spears wide open on a play earlier and a missed pass. So Al Hunt needs to just throw the football a little bit softer, throw it a little bit lower, and his receivers are there to catch the football if he'll throw it accurately.
3rd and just inches. I formation. McBride dots the I. Gary Manuel the up back. Hunt's going to run the option and pitches back to McBride at the 25 and is out to the 40. Good run that time. McBride finally stopped at the 42-yard line by B.J. Paulus. That was simply a great play by the quarterback who got outside the defensive end, and then the speed by Charles McBride.
And a great call by Garen Higgins, the offensive coordinator. Remember, on 3rd and short, they've been quarterback sneaking it, but you see the inside guys for Georgetown diving inside, so they say, hey, let's try to make a big play out of this. Let's run the option and see if there's an overcommitment to the inside run. And sure enough, they're able to pick up a lot of yardage with Charles McBride turning the corner.
First down with Manuel set behind the quarterback. Again, McBride the tailback. McBride now with 53 yards. Hunt back to throw for the 7th time. Here's the pressure, throws it up there for Christensen. He makes the catch. He beat a safety man, grabbed the ball at the 48, and runs the ball at the 42-yard line. It was Marty Park who finally put him away. That's the first catch for Brandon Christensen today.
This is a dangerous pass. Al Hunt throws it up for grabs, but fortunately for him, Brandon Christensen, a 6'5 player, times it out better than linebacker Stephen Lickert. Lickert was right there on the coverage. Looked like he had an opportunity to make an interception, but he mistimes his jump, and Northwestern gets the play by Brandon Christensen.
Third completion now by quarterback Al Hunt. Checking off the line. Lone setback behind him. Be the tailback once again, Charles McBride. Tavares Connor comes in motion on the near side. That's Hunt with a play action pass, freezing the linebacker, a wobbly pass, and that ball is almost picked up with the cornerback, P.J. Paulus, and he gets it. Tremendous defense on the part of Georgetown. The left cornerback, P.J. Paulus, got his man covered beautifully. Then he came back, got the football. That'll be interception number 6 on the year.
And the 3rd turnover for Georgetown. This is a ball club now that has a +31 turnover margin. They do not turn over the football, and they make plays. Al Hunt had his wide receiver, Willie Spears, deep downfield, wide open. But you see the ball fluttering. That takes off the opportunity to put more yardage on the throw. It's up for grabs. Here you see the quarterback, Al Hunt. And if he had a spiral, he might have been able to get the football out to a wide open Willie Spears. But without the spiral, the ball drops short, and there to make the big play is B.J. Paulus.
And the Tigers back to throw it again. Eddie Evison firing deep, incomplete at the 40-yard line. Trying to fire that ball to Keenan McWhorter. McWhorter in the first half had 7 receptions for 84 yards. Isaac Harbin on the cover. Now he's a one-on-one guy. And when they run from the run and shoot and spread out that offense like Georgetown does, the coverage in the secondary's almost got to be man for man. Georgetown again will make a lineup change, and the ball game is going to be the tight end. They don't see this formation too often. Dominic Olivero comes to the game at 6'2", 200 pounds, a junior.
Coach Albin out talking to his players saying, come on, we can make some plays, a stick in this ball game. You see Georgetown, they're not conservative. They throw a bomb on the first play of the second half.
And they run the running play that time to Creed Gann. Gann is hit by Darrell Richardson, stopped after a 3-yard gain at the 13. And that's a play they like to run. The last football game when they won it, and they knocked off the football team from Azusa Pacific, they ran the football effectively, 425 yards, and had 7 touchdowns. So they can run the ball effectively.
And Creed Gann had 124 yards in that ball game as they beat last year's national champions 66-35 out in California. But here's one of those third down plays that Northwestern has to start executing on from a defensive perspective.
Evanston, as it has time, fires the football incomplete at the 33-yard line, intended for Keenan McWhorter. The coverage by Edwin Moore. I think what he did that time, took his eye off it for just a split second. So for the third time in the ball game, Georgetown's got to kick it away with 12 minutes and 38 seconds to go.
Whatever he did, the ball was missed, and that was a key play for Northwestern. Very fortunate. That ball was downfield, plenty of yardage for the first down, but the ball's dropped, and finally Northwestern stops Georgetown backed up and should set themselves up in great field position.
Back to receive the kick, Lynn Scott to kick the ball. He's going to be Gabe Stone, averaging 36.5. The left-footed kicker, not a particularly good kick, but he's going to get a good roll. It's going to be blown dead at the 46-yard line. So timeout with exactly 12 minutes, 23 seconds now to play here in the third quarter. Our score, the Georgetown College Tigers 20, Northwestern Oklahoma State nothing. Larry Gillard, now his dad's seeing him for the first time, 6'4", 290, a junior. He's out of West Point, Mississippi, and he's the guy they ran behind 5 straight times when they knocked off the University of Maryland.
They're counting on him to do something big. This is a guy that head coach Tim Albin recruited very hard. His father was an All-American at Mississippi State and in the NFL. He's their big-time offensive lineman.
Inside handoff comes to Charles McBride. Finally stopped around the 35-yard line by Nathan Lindeman. He also got help by Tony Steele.
Speaking of that offensive line, you know who the coach of the line is for Northwestern? None other than Tim Albin, the head coach. There you see the fans, and some of them are giving up. You said it wasn't too cold. Look at those guys. They got shirts on now. They got to suck it up for the team. That's one of those deals. If they sit down, maybe their Georgetown team won't play as well.
2nd down and 4 at the 35. Hunt that time is going to keep it himself. He gives to his fullback up the middle. It's Gary Manuel, busts off a good gain down to the 10-yard line. Great fake that time for a 21-yard gain by Gary Manuel. When you run the option like that, you fake everybody out. Justin Morris finally makes a tackle, and the little fire play goes down for a big gain of 21 yards, and Gary Manuel, and now Northwestern driving just 10 yards away with just 11:46 to play in the third.
We chronicled how Gary Manuel, normally a tailback, is playing fullback because Matt Walter is hurt. Well, one of the things Gary Manuel can give you from the fullback position is especially good running. He's actually a better runner than Matt Walter. And there they finally got the football to him for the big run down to the 10-yard line.
Manuel, of course, 2 years ago, the starting fullback and rushed for 470 yards. That lines his team up in the eye. Again, Hunt's going to try the right side and nothing doing. The Tiger defense comes in to get him. Good containment by Ed Long, with the primary stop by Jepson Morris. Morris did a good job, and then Ed Long, a 200-pound senior, put him away.
Ed Long, number 59, is not a starter, but he is in the normal rotation. He's one of the 4 linebackers that play, and he is especially good at stopping the run. He'll rotate in with Nathan Lindeman and Stephen Lickert, the 2 outside linebackers, here in a critical situation with Northwestern knocking on the door. He's there to stop the option play.
2nd down, 10. Now again, the shotgun formation. He's very effective in this formation because he's so elusive. Hunt takes it, fumbles, took his eye off the ball for a split second. Lindeman in the hard coverage. Pearson tries to run him out of bounds and does. Hunt shoved out of bounds around the 7-yard line. But you see what happens. The ball goes on that grass, and he picks the ball up, and the defensive end has to come in and make that play.
Al Hunt taking the shotgun snap is ready to roll out. The snap was perfect from the center, John Longan, but he drops the football, and that's what's happened all day long. As Northwestern gets very close to the end zone, they've made mistakes. Now Al Hunt has the speed to turn the corner and actually is able to pick up some yardage before All-American linebacker Shane Pearson shoves him out of bounds. But now Northwestern has a 3rd and 7 situation.
Hunt now 13 carries and 52 yards. Again, the shotgun. They've got a double wing on the far side. Russ Connor in the slot. That's Hunt. Shovel pass again to Brandon Christensen. He dives in for a touchdown for the Rangers. That's the second time in this football game that play is gone. 7-yard touchdown, an underhanded throw, a shovel pass from Al Hunt threw the ball to Brandon Christensen. The Rangers on the scoreboard with 10:40 to play in the third.
It was a very successful play on third down earlier in the game, and here in a critical 3rd and 7 situation, that credited officially as a pass because he threw it forward is Brandon Christensen's 6th touchdown reception of the year. Al Hunt's 11th touchdown pass, and Northwestern does what they need to score in the 3rd quarter.
Sure do. Up there to kick it, Danny Palmater. It's up, and it's a center cut. 10:40 to play in the third. Now a 20-7 football game. Northwestern on the board. I think psychologically it really helps the team for Northwestern Oklahoma State because they had to be down. But the thing I've known about Tim Albin, he is a motivator. He's the type of guys you see the Tiger mascot out there rooting their team on. This football team out of Alva, Oklahoma knows how to win. Last year they were 2-3. They got hot. They won 5 straight. This last year, they began with a 49-14 victory in the Wheat Bowl. They knocked off a champion out of the heart of America, knocking out Mo Valley. Since that time, they've been hot. But that was a vital touchdown and drive for Northwestern. They're now back in the game, trailing by 13.
That's what makes it so exciting. You know, 5 plays, 41 yards, a critical touchdown drive to get some momentum, but neither of these teams have lost this season, and it's so powerful when you get 2 teams that don't know how to lose. They're both so supremely confident. Both teams thought that they were the better team coming in, and even right now with the score 20-7, both teams still believe that they're the best team. Tim Albin around talking to his offensive lineman. That's the position he coaches, as well as being the head coach. Says we can still do everything. He patterns everything after Nebraska football. Very good friends with Nebraska's offensive line coach Milt Teneper, and Nebraska never gives up, and his Northwestern Oklahoma State team is not going to give up here in the second half either.
No, sir. Danny Palmater kicks the ball at the 28-yard line, picked down by the up back. That'll be Allen Allison, and he runs the football beyond the 35 and finally stopped around the 36-yard line. Coverage by Carl Clements. He got help by right cornerback Jason Smith, a senior from Mesquite, Texas. There's a man shaken up.
LaRaven Moody.
Yeah, a good D-back, very good young football player. The coaches really are high on him. They think he'll really hit you. He is 6'1", 185, a junior college transfer. You hate to see a football player get injured, and the trainer's coming out now for Northwestern Oklahoma State just to make sure he's going to be okay.
He got crunched on a head-on-head collision. You've got to block above the waist. You got to block above the waist on kickoff returns, and it was a completely legal block by Georgetown's Jason Eves, but he made the block that just knocked out the Northwestern player immediately. Wow. Bang! And he went straight to the ground. It was perfect form blocking, nothing illegal about it all, just an unfortunate event. LaRaven Moody took the hit to the head, and now they are concerned. Fortunately, he has stood up, and that's important, but he probably will not be able to come back in the ballgame. It's just so good to see him get up after a perfect block by the kickoff return team. A super job by Jason Eves carrying out his assignment perfectly.
I don't think he knows exactly where he is, and the trainer's out there, Sherry Ainsworth, and making sure he's going to be okay, and they're talking to him, just trying to get his head cleared. When a football player gets that, it's one of those things where you have to try to get everything back into focus, and it's not an easy game to play anyway, but in this situation he's trying to clear his head, and his teammates, 3 of them, are going to help him off the field. That's the thing that's also made Northwestern a great football team, is the fact they're very close as a unit, just like the Georgetown players are. That's the first thing that both coaches told us. He said, yes, we do this, we do that, but the biggest thing, we like each other.
And they have a real leader on the Northwestern side. Willie Spears, a wide receiver we've seen miss a pass. He is the guy who talks for this ball club. The junior from Panama City, Florida, is a guy who raps, has a couple of albums out or CDs out, and he's the guy who keeps the ball club together. They have great spirit on that Northwestern squad.
Well, at the 37, Eddie Evanston got a snap. He fumbled it just a little bit, had difficulty getting a hold of it. Then he gets tackled by Billy Eischen. Eischen comes in to make his 5th tackle of the ball game. Well, we're going to take a look at the sideline, and Eric, what's happening down there?
It's kind of interesting. We were talking about how they patterned the program after Nebraska. Well, the sidelines for Northwest Oklahoma, a little bit like Lincoln on a Saturday afternoon. They are pumped up. Things a little slow in the first half, but their team is looking fired up, and so are their fans.
Aren't they? I've been in Lincoln, Nebraska. There's nothing quite like that. 2nd down and 12. Evanston back, has some time, fires it over the middle, And it's incomplete at the 42-yard line, intended for Josh Cairns. He ran the out pattern, trying to burn safety man Lynn Scott. That is a good one-on-one match because Scott's a special team All-American. And in talking to his defensive coaches, Troy Hobbs said he might be the best football player we have. Evanston now in the ball game, 15 for 29, 241 yards, and a pair of touchdowns.
Tim Alman is very happy with his Black Cloud safety unit. He thinks they are very good. In fact, they are not substituting other defensive backs against this wide open 4 wide receiver type set. That means the safeties have to do a lot of coverage on receivers. A tough assignment for most safeties in the nation, but Lynn Scott and Shedrick Harris can do the job.
They're down 12. Evanston back to throw. Fires for the 30th time. At the 25-yard line, the football is grabbed and then dropped. They threw the ball for Jason Crouch. He was covered by Chris Ellis. Crouch, according to head football coach Bill Cronin, in the last playoff game made as good a catch you'll see against Azusa Pacific. He said he stretched out, threw his body, made the catch. We were leading by 7. We kicked a field goal, then we led by 10, but I've never seen a better grab.
That 28-yard reception last week really was a fine catch, but this time he almost made another one. But deep downfield, Chris Ellis, a linebacker, was there to try to get in coverage, and for the second time in this third quarter, a Georgetown receiver drops a pass that could have been caught.
4th and 12. Great pressure up the middle by Lovelace. And a fair catch at the 30-yard line. They grabbed the football downfield. Lynn Scott said forget about it. So they've got the football at the 30-yard line with 9.5 now to go in the third quarter.
Dustin Lovelace, though, normally doesn't rush the punter. This time they left their defense on the field playing a punt safe, and Dustin Lovelace, trying to hustle, ran right into the punter, Gail Stone, and the lefty punter was hit. It's a 15-yard penalty, and it's going to be a first down for Georgetown.
Talking to Tim Albin about him, he said, you know, this guy's such a great football player. His motor runs too much and too hard sometimes.